Just watched the Democratic presidential candidates facing off in their city, and now families impacted by the Flint water crisis react to tonight's debate. Both candidates took a strong stance against how the water crisis was handled, but was it really enough?
Well, that's the question for the folks who live there. Consumer reporter Hank Winchester is live in Flint tonight. He watched the debate with those Flint families. And Hank, I got to believe there was some pretty strong emotion in that room.
There absolutely was, Stephen, Sandra, and I'll tell you, a lot of surprise, too, that so much time was spent on Flint, more than 40 minutes, which was great for the people of this community. Let me take you through what's happening right now. This building behind me, this is the rec center. This is where the spin room is, if you will, and that's where supporters of the candidates and politicians are talking with the media about who they feel won. But we thought it was important tonight to get with the people of this community, the stories that we've been telling for the last few months, to hear from those affected by the water crisis. What did they think about this debate? Take a look. Clinton, Sanders, Flint. And tonight we heard questions from the people of this city, those affected directly by this water crisis.
Tonight with the people of Flint themselves. This is Mickey Wade.
42 minutes. The first 42 minutes of this debate focused on Flint, on water, Detroit, DPS, and the auto bailout. This debate was in Michigan and largely about Michigan. So who came out on top? I was with roughly 300 voters at this U of M Flint watch party tonight. Most Flint residents, different races, ages, and backgrounds.
Yes.
Did that surprise you that much time was focused on it?
No, it didn't. I kind of expected it because they're in Flint and it is such a major crisis for us.
Tonight, the people here didn't want to just hear about this problem. They're well aware of the problem. They wanted to hear about solutions.
She definitely talked about solutions instead of talking about the problem again. I think there's been a lot of talk about the problem and very little talk about solutions, and she did that today.
Honestly, I do side with Bernie, so I feel like he's winning a little bit more.
Not a shock, but tonight, Michigan's Republican governor, Governor Rick Snyder, under attack. Tonight, for the first time, Clinton said he should resign. Sanders has been saying that for a number of weeks.
Since I've found out about it, he's always been, he needs to go, and I agree.
Clinton attacked Sanders for not supporting the auto bailout. He attacked her for supporting Wall Street.
I think it was very significant because living here in Flint, we've seen how when GM pulled out, how it was so detrimental to our economy. We've seen how the jobs went, crime rose because of that. So I think her point on that was very good.
A powerful moment when the father of a Kalamazoo shooting victim asked the candidates about gun control.
I think that was great. That was great. That was a good example of how we've gone wrong with the gun stuff, you know, the guns, the regulations for the gun.
But for the most part, the focus here remained on Flint, listening to how the candidates would tackle this problem, hoping for solutions. Glad the nation is once again reminded that the Flint water crisis is far from over.
Having recently watched the Republican debate, I feel like they're doing a very civil job.
This seems very civilized compared to that.
It does, exactly.
Okay.
But I would have to say, honestly, that Bernie is winning. But, I mean, everyone needs to make their own minds on it.
Right.
So.
Everybody needs to make their own minds up. The big moments in that room when we heard reactions of people going, oh, well, it was when Hillary mentioned the auto bailout. It was when Sanders stuck with this theme that the governor should resign. And also a very big, powerful moment that had the room completely quiet is when we heard from the father of the Kalamazoo shooting victim. Was there a clear winner tonight? Well, that's really for the pundits to decide. That is for you at home to decide. But in talking with the people in this room, it seemed pretty evenly split. Both candidates, people felt, had very powerful moments tonight. And I think what was great to see was the people of Flint having an opportunity to ask these candidates questions directly and hopefully, finally, get some answers. We're live here in Flint tonight. Hank Winchester, back to you.
I guess we'll wait till Tuesday to find out about a winner. Thank you, Hank.
Thank you, Hank.